Good afternoon on this snowy January afternoon. We're here this afternoon with Tucker and Brandy. And what we're going to be demonstrating for you today on your little obedience video is Tucker's ability to understand and respond to his formal on-leash obedience commands. The correction and the motivation that we give the puppies when we're working with them, and the training equipment that we're using. Now, Brandy's using a regular 6-foot web training leash, and she keeps the bulk of the leash folded neatly in her right hand. That leaves her left hand free to give any corrections that's given, and the only correction that we give is a little tug and release on Tucker's slip collar. And that is the second piece of equipment that we're using, and Tucker's going to come home with his very own slip collar, and you're going to be taught how to use that properly tomorrow in your follow-up training session. Now, Tucker is lying down at Brandy's left, which is where all of our obedience training is done. And the first exercise that they're going to demonstrate for us is heeling. Heeling is proper leash walking, and the command is Tucker, heel.
Tucker, heel.
Now at this point, Tucker has a job to do. And you're going to use this exercise more often outside than inside, but we don't have an outside that we can video him today, so we're doing it inside. When you stop walking, he's been taught to sit automatically without being told to wait for his next command. So when you're walking down the street and you stop to talk to a neighbor or you stop to cross traffic, he's been taught to sit without being told to wait for his next command. And he's doing a great job of demonstrating that for you now. And this is the heel command. And Brandy's talking to him and keeping him motivated. Now the next command that she's going to do is the sit stay.
Stay.
If we get him too amped up, as you know, one of the reasons that he was sent here was for his jumping. So when you're practicing with him, you don't want to amp him up too much during the course of the video or the practice at home, because that's his impulses to take his front feet off the ground. Now when Brandy returns back to him, she walks all the way around him, and he should remain seated until she returns all the way back to heel, and then they take off walking again. So remember, your heel is for walking, your automatic sits are for when you stop walking, your sit stay you can practice in the house. You're going to start out at about 30 seconds, and little bit by little bit, you're going to work all the way up to 3 minutes. Now this time, instead of returning back to him, Brandy will call him.
Tucker, come.
And he's been taught to come and sit. So that's how we're going to start to eliminate his jumping problem. Every time you call him in, he must come and sit to get praised.
Stay.
So Brandy leaves him in another sit stay. She makes him hold that for a few seconds just so he understands what the stay means. She uses his name and calls him in. She reels him in with that leash, and he's sitting right in front of her to get praised but not to jump. Now the next commands that we're going to be demonstrating for you, Tucker's going to demonstrate for you right now before we're quite ready, are his down on commands. So with your dog always seated first, you take your left open palm, push it straight down toward the ground, and give the one-word command to down and stay. Now your long down stay, the dog usually will hold the down a little bit longer than the sit. So you're going to start out at about 1 to 2 minutes, and you're going to work all the way up to 5 minutes. Brandy gets all the way back around him. And you can hear her quietly talking to him to keep him motivated, thinking that this is fun to do training. She's going to give him the down from a heel position again.
Stay. No. Down.
Now if he doesn't do it, that's what you do. You say no and you repeat the command.
No. Down.
And you can see he's happy. That little butt's just wiggling away. So you, as an owner, you're going to have to be just a little bit more firm with him probably than you're used to. Brandy calls him in. He sits. Very nice. Now, the next command that we're going to demonstrate for you is your down from a distance. So Brandy's going to give the dog a stay command. She's going to turn to face him. She's not going to go too terribly far away. She's going to use her right hand to give the command and drop him into a down from a distance. Now, as you continue to practice, you're going to lengthen out your time, your distance. You can go and praise him, Brandy, if you want. Your time, your distance, his ability to hold the commands for longer. All of those things are what these obedience commands are all about. It's to help to develop self-control, maturity, and focus, and doing it in a loving manner where he feels as though he's performing for you and getting praised for a good job. He is a very, very sweet puppy. We've enjoyed every minute of him being here with us, and we will see you tomorrow when you come to pick him up, and thank you for choosing Nora's Dog Training Company.